Atwin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I recently spoke with the leadership of the Native Women's Association of Canada, and they do not feel heard within this government. They are frustrated by the red tape of funding applications with colonial criteria that leaves them either without operational or infrastructure funding, depending on the stream. Their disappointment in being left out of critical discussions was also expressed in a letter to the Prime Minister in March. In light of the approaching one-year anniversary of the release of the report on the inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, and considering the recent spike in Indigenous women experiencing violence due to COVID-19, would the Minister commit to direct, solid core funding for the Native Women's Association of Canada?
The Honourable Minister.
Yes, I thank the member for her question and for her ongoing advocacy for not only First Nations but Indigenous women and girls. And I think the member will be pleased to hear that when we signed the accord with the Native Women's Association last February, that we understood their need for stable, predictable funding and increased the core organizational capacity at that time. In that accord, they received $3.1 million in the first year, 2.1 in each of the successive years, to a total of $7.3 million. We also are very grateful that we have received their contribution to the National Action Plan on Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls